Hey guys, it's Parker again. We're going to be doing a quick video today on the initial steps of assembling your 3-node. I'm going to try to make this as representative possible as if you had just ordered a Barebone server off of eBay, ordered your processor, RAM, and all your devices, and are going to get them strapped into your 3-node. This particular model is a Supermicro X10 SLH N6 STO31. It's a really cool board. It's actually an OEM board. They were made for soft layer. It takes some work to get these working, but they have 6 onboard X540 Intel 10 gigabit NICs, which obviously has some really cool benefits to it. So we're going to be setting this up today. We're going to be installing drives, NVMe drives, a TPM, putting the processor in, getting the heatsink on, and getting the RAM in. So basically start to finish. All right, so as you can see, we have here just completely unprepped board. Our processor's over here, heat sinks over there. We got all our parts down there. First step, and honestly one of the most annoying steps that I like is, or that I dislike, is putting drives in trays. So you'll see here there's no screws. I personally hate taking these screws in and out. So I put a small dab of hot glue in there in the screw hole so that it screws it all together. You can use a pick and just pull on it and it pops right out. Super quick and easy way to not have to use screws. We've got a TPM module for the board. This is a Supermicro part. That's something that down the road I think is going to become very important in the Threefold universe. Got an NVMe drive with a PCIe adapter. These make your setup far easier if your node has a RAID controller. This node does not, but we're going to set it in here just for an example. You'll see in another video, this is what we use as the example drive for clearing your drive. So you've got your NVMe drive mounted in there. First thing we're going to put in, we'll just slot that guy in right here in the riser. Super basic. That's done. All right, now let's go ahead and get our processor on board. So on your processor, when you're trying to decide how to put this in the slot, first of all, you want to make sure it's nice and clean. Clean off any thermal compound, anything like that. This is my second time shooting this video, so I put some thermal compound on earlier. It's not perfect, but the thermal compound that's on it's only an hour old. So you'll see on here that you've got a small gold square there. Down here on the board, you've got a small white triangle. I'm sorry, I said a small gold square. It's a small gold triangle. And you're going to line those two up so that your device is oriented properly. Making sure not to touch the contact on the bottom. Drop that into the slot. And you'll close your little bracket here. This is all super basic, guys. It's pretty hard to mess up. It's not as easy as it was back in the past because now the pins are on the board. So when you're handling the processor, you're not worried about bending pins on the processor. Got some silicone thermal grease here. This is my preferred stuff. It just flows a lot easier. You will find that there are more opinions on the pattern to apply thermal compound than on American politics. I personally like the X. It seems to get good coverage. And get some thermal compound on there. All right, so now we're going to take our heatsink. It's this guy here. And you want to pay attention to how your fans are blowing is honestly the only part that's important about orientation. You want to make sure the air is flowing through your heatsink, not against the side of it. So we'll put that guy down. I always like to get all 4 of these started because it will kind of spring if you don't as you tighten just one. This is an LGA 2011-3 slot. We are putting a Xeon E3-1270V3 in it, which is an 4-core processor, and it has a total of 8 threads. So it'll be 8. Whoops! Yeah, don't do that. You'll have 8 vCPUs as you put it in, or on the Threefold network. We're gonna get those all tightened down. You know, guys, and that just dropping a screwdriver, a lot of people would freak out. But honestly, with no power on, these boards are pretty darn resilient. This isn't something you should be afraid of doing. It's pretty simple. You can mess it up, but it's not easy. All right, we're gonna go and get our TPM put in. You'll see that there's a little holder down there at the bottom that shows your pin alignment. You'll match that up here with the pin that's missing. now we'll move these out of the way. I'm gonna get our RAM put in. These are 8 gig sticks of DDR3 1600 ECC unbuffered memory, which this board requires and is honestly kind of difficult to find at times. This board will work as a 3-node. I don't intend to use this one as a 3-node. This is actually going to be the main router for my network, but it's a great example for this since I needed to build it anyways. So now that we've got those all in, we're going to take our SATA drives, which are in the trays over here. They simply slot in. You've got your 4 SATA cables that run from here all the way up to here. They go into the back plane. This board does not have a RAID controller, so it's all direct SATA links, so that makes it super basic. You've got power going to the back plane. So at this point, we've got all of our hardware in. And we're just going to go ahead and slot in these hard drives. You'll see them sliding in there in the back of the tray, or the back of the slot when they go in here. We need to lock those guys in. That's the good to go there. Now, we've got all of our stuff put in. We're going to get our top panel put back on. All right, so now this node is ready to have its drives wiped. Obviously they need to be set up with no file system on them, completely clean. Once we've done that, we'll get it booted. The next video will be how to wipe your drives. So we will go ahead and get on IPMI on this node here and get it set up and wipe the drives on it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video.